Hello, good afternoon and welcome to TV Sapienta News Hour. On the news is Oluchi Ojo-Bamidele. Starting with the news headlines. The National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control (NAFDAC) has destroyed many counterfeit, substandard, unregistered and expired pharmaceutical products, including analgesic, controlled substances such as tramadol, amongst others in Anambra State. U.S. President Donald Trump has yesterday denied signing a proclamation invoking a 200-year-old law to deport alleged Venezuelan gang members who were sent to prison in El Salvador. Former heavyweight champion George Foreman, who lost to Muhammad Ali in boxing's iconic 1974 Rumble in the Jungle before reclaiming the title 2 decades later, died yesterday at the age of 76. Now the full details of the news. The National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control (NAFDAC) has destroyed many counterfeit, substandard, unregistered and expired pharmaceutical products, including analgesic, controlled substances such as tramadol 225 milligram, amongst others in Anambra State yesterday. The Director General of the agency, Mojisola Adeye, who was represented by the NAFDAC's Southeast Zonal Director, Dr. Martins Uluomade, said the drugs were confiscated from Onitsha Beachhead Drug Market and the Kumi Tenant Road Drug Market in Aba, Abia State. According to Adeye, the products destroyed at the Anambra State Waste Management Authority dump site, Aguaka, worth over 1 trillion naira. She reiterated the agency's commitment to ensuring that food, drugs, cosmetics, medical services, devices, chemicals, packaged water and drinks are safe, wholesome and effective for human consumption. The NAFDAC Director General assured that the enforcement exercise, which took the agency about a month from February 10 to March 5, is going to be a continuous exercise. In his remarks, the Managing Director, Anambra State Waste Management Authority, Mike Ozemenam, who represented the Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, commended NAFDAC for sanitizing the markets of fake and illicit drugs. The federal government assures of its commitment to safeguarding the welfare and security of Nigerians living abroad. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tuga, who gave this assurance at a ministerial briefing in Abuja, presented updates on efforts of his ministry towards protecting citizens beyond the country's borders. Ambassador Tuga cited the strategic intervention aimed at addressing the challenges faced by Nigerians in the diaspora. On the business news, the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria's MEDAN has expressed confidence that the proposed bill will alleviate financial burdens and foster a business-friendly environment for small enterprises. Speaking at a stakeholders' engagement on tax reforms in Abuja yesterday, MEDAN's Director General, Charles Odi, emphasized the bill's potential to drive growth and sustainability for micro, small and medium enterprises. He said that the bill, when passed into law, would eliminate multiple taxations and exempt businesses earning below 100 million naira annually from key taxes, adding that the reform is designed to encourage business formalization and expansion without the fear of excessive taxation. The Nigerian Society of Neurological Sciences has called for better coordination in stroke treatment across all healthcare levels and facilities in the country. The call was made at the 57th Annual Scientific Conference and General Meeting of the Society held in Benin City, Edo State, themed Managing Cerebrovascular Accidents in Nigeria, Overcoming with Collaborative Efforts. The conference brought together neurologists, neurosurgeons, pediatric neurologists, psychiatrists, neuroradiologists, and other neuroscientists from across the country. The society, in its communique signed by its president and secretary, Professor Morenikeji Komolafe and Dr. Emmanuel Iwozo, emphasized the urgent need for an integrated system that ensures seamless stroke management, from initial diagnosis at primary healthcare centers to advanced treatment at tertiary hospitals. According to the statement, late presentation prevents most stroke patients in Nigeria from being eligible for treatment and intervention, citing that a coordinated approach to stroke care will improve early recognition, ensure proper referrals, and enhance access to life-saving interventions. Emphasize the need for improved investment in diagnostic tools such as computerized tomography scans, magnetic resonance imaging, and transcranial Doppler ultrasound scans, which are critical for timely and accurate stroke diagnosis. They further urged federal, state and local government as well as non-governmental organizations and private healthcare providers to collaborate in strengthening stroke care services in the country. The Nigerian Customs Service has intercepted a sum of $193,000 cash concealed in a carton of yogurt at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. The National Public Relations Officer of the service, Abdullahi Maiwada, in a statement yesterday, said the cash was discovered by officers of the Federal Capital Territory Command due to a credible intelligence gathering and a vigilante baggage check on an inbound passenger. The customs area controller in charge of the command, Olumide Adebisi, said the suspect, Kamilu Abdullahi Sarina, 40 years, arrived in Nigeria on board Ethiopian airline flight from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. He explained that the undeclared cash violates the Anti-Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022 and the Nigerian Customs Service Act 2023, both of which mandate that any traveler in possession of funds exceeding $10,000 or its equivalent in negotiable instruments must declare it to the Nigerian Customs Service upon arrival or departure, as failure to do so could result in the forfeiture of the money, a prison sentence of up to 2 years, or both. While reaffirming the service's commitment to enforcing financial regulations and preventing illicit financial flows across borders, Adebisi stated that the intercepted fund was formally handed over to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) for further investigation and prosecution. In Bayelsa State, the World Health Organization (WHO) said it has flagged off the oral cholera vaccination in Yenagoa, the state capital. The state coordinator of the WHO, Dr. Marcus Oluwadare, revealed that Bayelsa is the first state in the country to receive the vaccines, which he advised is safe for children above 1 year. Dr. Oluwadare, however, said that the state's response to health emergency is very impressive. Meanwhile, the Bayelsa state government appealed to the people of the state to make themselves available for the ongoing oral cholera vaccination as a preventive measure against the communicable disease. Governor Jerry, represented by his deputy Lawrence, explained that the vaccines are safe to boost their immune systems and expressed gratitude to the WHO for its collaborative efforts with the state government in addressing health issues in Bayelsa State. The Kaduna State Urban Planning and Development Authority has reiterated its commitment to interagency collaboration in enforcing environmental laws. The Director General of the agency, Abdulrahman Yahaya, said this on Friday during a courtesy visit by officials of the National Environmental Standards and Regulations Enforcement Agency in Kaduna State. Yahaya emphasized the importance of synergy among government institutions to achieve sustainable urban development, noting that no agency could operate in isolation. Earlier, the state coordinator of the enforcement agency, Hena Dangari, identified key environmental concerns including flood control, afforestation, reforestation and drainage management, stressing that addressing these challenges requires concerted efforts. The Nigerian Governors Forum has said it cannot take a position on President Bola Tinubu's state of emergency in Rivers State, emphasizing its role as a platform for promoting unified policies and collaborating for sustainable socio-economic growth. In a statement today, the forum's Director General Abdulateef Shitu said that taking positions on divisive partisan issues, regardless of how it's phrased, reflects a poor understanding of history. President Tinubu had earlier declared a state of emergency in Rivers State on Tuesday, suspending Fubara, his deputy, Ngozi Odu, and all the members of the State House of Assembly for 6 months. In response, the Governors Forum urged the public and media to be understanding, expressing confidence that the right platform and crisis management measures would address any such issues. Still on the news, now to the foreign scene, the United Nations Refugee Agency says thousands are without life-saving aid in the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo due to critical funding gaps. A representative of the agency, Ejun, told reporters in Geneva that critical funding gaps are severely hampering humanitarian efforts in Eastern DR Congo and beyond, leaving thousands without life-saving aid and pushing an already dire humanitarian situation closer to catastrophe. The agency noted that shelters that previously housed some 400,000 people forced to flee the fighting in and around the city of Goma in North Kivu province have been destroyed, leaving families stranded without shelter or protection. It added that due to funding costs, humanitarian partners are struggling to rebuild shelters, leaving displaced people with few options for survival. U.S. President Donald Trump has yesterday denied signing a proclamation invoking a 200-year-old law to deport alleged Venezuelan gang members who were sent to prison in El Salvador. The denial of his role in the affair came just hours after a federal judge called Trump's use of the law incredibly troublesome. Recall that last week Trump invoked the rare Wartime Alien Enemies Act to deport 238 men his administration alleged were members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua and send them to a maximum security prison in El Salvador. In a statement at the time, the White House press secretary wrote that Trump signed a proclamation invoking the Alien Enemies Act, and the document additionally appears in the Federal Register with Trump's signature on it. But Trump suggested his Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, had more to do with the matter, telling reporters he do not know when it was signed because he did not sign it. Meanwhile, attorneys for several of the deported Venezuelans have said their clients were not members of the Tren de Aragua gang, had committed no crimes, and were targeted only because of their tattoos. Now let's take you to the football scene where Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen has secured a 2-0 win against Rwanda in their 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier at the Amahoro Stadium in Kigali, Rwanda. The Super Eagles of Nigeria were up against Rwanda in a must-win encounter on Friday, seeking to revive its 2026 FIFA World Cup qualification hopes at the Amahoro Stadium in Kigali, Rwanda. The encounter marks the first game under new head coach Eric Chou, the Franco-Malian tactician tasked with steering Nigeria back to the global stage. Nigeria now have 6 points from 5 games and are in 4th place on the table, while Rwanda are in the 3rd place with 7 points. With just 3 points from 4 games, Nigeria is yet to register a win in the qualifiers, a record they must improve if they hope to make their first World Cup appearance since 2018. A former heavyweight champion, George Foreman, who lost to Muhammad Ali in boxing's iconic 1974 Rumble in the Jungle before reclaiming the title 2 decades later, died yesterday at the age of 76, his family said. Fondly known as Big George, Foreman dropped out of school as a teenager and went on to become an Olympic champion and later a legend of boxing. He fought 81 times as a professional, winning 76, 68 of those by knockout. Legendary boxing promoter Bob Arum saluted Foreman as one of the biggest punchers and personalities of sport that sport has ever seen. And this is where we wrap it up on the news, but before we leave, a reminder of our headlines. The National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has destroyed many counterfeit, substandard, unregistered and expired pharmaceutical products, including analgin, controlled substances such as tramadol, 225 mg, amongst others, in Anambra State yesterday. U.S. President Donald Trump has yesterday denied signing a proclamation invoking a 200-year-old law to deport alleged Venezuelan gang members who were sent to prison in El Salvador. And former heavyweight champion George Foreman, who lost to Muhammad Ali in boxing's iconic 1974 Rumble in the Jungle before reclaiming the title 2 decades later, died yesterday at the age of 76. And that was the TV Sapienza News Hour. On behalf of the technical and editorial crew, I am Oluchi Ojo-Bamidele. Thank you for being here and choosing TV Sapienza. Bye for now.